Hi, I'm Dr. Yopp, an advanced grief recovery method specialist certified by the Grief Recovery Institute. Let's have a quick chat about grief. In today's episode of Takeaways About Grief, we will chat about the myth that you can never get over the death or loss of your loved one. And as always, I am sharing from this life-changing resource, the Grief Recovery Handbook. Now, in previous grief recovery videos, I've discussed the 6 major myths about grief. They included things like replace the loss, time heals all wounds, just keep busy, be strong, or be strong for others. And this takes us to our first takeaway. Because of these myths and other misinformation about grief, we tend to remain chained to our pain surrounding our loss, restricting our capacity for happiness and actually enjoying life. And one of the most damaging pieces of misinformation grievers hear, and you have probably with the intention of comforting someone said as well, is you never get over the death of a loved one. What happens is, takeaway number 2, when you're fed this misinformation, you then seek out emotions and other information that actually supports the untruth. An example of this can be found in the conversation between the founders of the Grief Recovery Institute, John James and Russell Friedman, with a grieving mother who lost her daughter to suicide. With tears in her eyes, the grieving mom made the statement, "My heart is permanently broken." Now, most people would have accepted her statement, right? Probably patted her on the shoulder and said something like, "Oh, I understand, just stay strong." Instead, she was asked if she often had fond memories of her daughter, and she said yes. Grieving mom was then asked how she felt when she had those pleasant memories. She said she felt good. And then the aha moment question. When you're having those pleasant memories of your daughter, does your heart feel broken? She said it did not. So John and Russell made a suggestion to her, and I make the same suggestion to you. Remove the phrase permanently broken heart from your vocabulary when describing yourself. Instead, try something like, sometimes when I'm reminded of my daughters or my sons or my spouses, my moms, whoever your loved one is, struggles in their death, my heart feels broken. But other times when I think of my loved one's great qualities, I feel happy and pleased to share my memories about them. Here's your final takeaway for tonight. Once you begin to change your vocabulary, you begin to change your perspective about grief. You begin to erase the common and false picture that has been created by grievers and by professionals and by the literature on grief that keeps us tethered to the pain surrounding the loss, that keeps us thinking that our hearts are permanently broken and never to be happy again after the loss of a loved one. And that false belief is that because I have not forgotten my loved one and still have sad feelings about them from time to time, then that means I am not over the pain of the loss. To learn more about the Grief Recovery Method and the tools you need to recover from your grief, or to register for online grief recovery sessions, text me at 813-324-4478.